Hey everybody, it's Durgertime. Welcome back. Another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2016 All Elite Wrestling. We had a pretty good show last time, I thought. At least we're building to our storylines pretty well. We have Blood and Guts soon. Real soon. It's week 2 of April. So we are pretty much going to be booking Dark and the go-home show of Dynamite tonight, and then going into Blood and Guts. The main storylines we have going into Blood and Guts is obviously the Elite versus the Inner Circle. Or not, sorry, no, that's in real way. The Elite versus the Dark Order, with the Exalted One, Matt Hardy, leading it. And we obviously have Moxley versus Jake Hager in a steel cage. Are basically the show liners there, as we continue the Jon Moxley Chris Jericho feud, because if you remember, our universe is deviated from the real world and we are now booking its own little thing going on. So could be interesting. We also have the fallout between Kenny Omega and Hangman, and seeing where that possibly falls into play going forward. Now, we have an episode of Dark we have to book. Let's just quickly check the news, though, and see if there's anything going on out in the world. Dynamite said it was a great show, which is good. NXT, Roderick Strong was the star of the show. That's something. Oh, Lee Fang died. He's young, right? 36. Jeez. Well, okay. Boogeyman's retiring. James Maritato retiring as well. Don't know who that is. All right. Nothing crazy, I suppose, going on. Let's go ahead and just sim on over to AEW Dark, and hopefully nothing crazy happens in the meantime. What the hell? Oh. Could you imagine if we stole John Cena? That's a bummer. All right. Yeah, we are still just a cult, so that makes sense. Kenny Omega's done with his alone, AAA, that's fine. Yeah, oh yeah, I was pulling Billy Gunn's son in. Figure we could use him as fresh meat. Yeah, 280 is really low. I'm fine with the full pay raise to give her a morale boost. I don't know if she's necessarily worth it in terms of skill level, but you're our title holder and you probably deserve it. Austin Gunn, you're probably gonna be, I'd imagine, an opener, right? Let's see. Recommended push. Do not have a recommended due to him being unavailable. Oh, he's not here yet. He's a young lion, not very popular anywhere. We might actually have him tag with his dad, and pull him out of road agent work for a little bit. I thought that'd be kind of fun. Maybe we'll do that at Dark. Let's go ahead and keep on going. All right, let's see here what we got going on. Pay raise from B. Presley. Sure, whatever. We have a ton of capital. I'm not really concerned right now. Loan period ending for Pac is done. How did you get a loan with Ring of Honor? Where the hell else are you? Where else are you working? You're working Rev Pro as well. Okay. We better be your priority. I mean, I have to imagine we are. I almost want to pull him in as a... Can I pull him in as written? I might just want him exclusively. Travel covered. All shows. It's crazy what you learn. We just did a live stream. I just realized someone had told me that that events at A shows, you will get a different amount. Like, they'll be willing to work for less. So all this time I was working at a higher. Obviously, we have a B show, so we're not going to do that. But it was funny because all the times I've been doing all shows, when I only have events and A shows, I could get less money for just calling them for that. So who would have thought? And we'll say never lower than upper mid Carter because he probably won't be. Make an offer 1546. Fine. For a 3-year contract. No complete clauses included. Sure, looks good. Here, let's pull him in. I think would be better. Just to fully, officially get him into the whole fold here. Can we get you yet? No. Where are you? That you're. Oh, you're working Ring of Honor for a bit. I wonder how long that is. All right. Everybody wants more money. Sure. This is going to be my undoing. But what are our financials? I haven't even looked yet. Fine. We're fine. Worker income after a month is about, yeah, it's fine. Current wage bill is a lot, but our sponsorship income covers it practically. Yeah, we'll be okay. Even with the bump, I think we'll be fine. All right. So we got Dark here. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. We do have a locker room incident. Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, that's nice. We'll continue to try to meddle. Try to prove something positive somewhere. I mean, we have 100% already, so it's not end of the world. But adding proteges would always be nice. No. Contract hasn't begun. Swole's out injured. Pentagon's working elsewhere, so is Ray Phoenix. And Exalted One Matt Hardy is not contracted to work on B shows, which is fine. So what is our spillover? We should look at popularity, importance. Okay, so we're at 50-50 and Great Lakes 50. Let's go Northwest. Let's do something crazy. Oh wait, ooh, B shows don't actually affect your, right? Is that how that works? I'm trying to remember. I don't think it actually affects your popularity at all. Well, we'll give it a shot just to try. Yeah, we'll just go Midwest. How about that? 700 finals are expected for Dark. What shows? What gives us the highest? 900. Yeah, let's go to Great Lakes. That's fine. All right, so we got to book it. So we're not gonna have the Gun Club tagging yet. We'll probably try to book somebody that has not wrestled in a bit to give them some opportunity. Like I said, I'd like to keep Dark as a younger talent kind of show. We might have to look at, in addition to just doing Dark, but they're going to do an extra hour of TV. So at some point, we might want to look at making a third show that almost is like another A show. Might be something that we can do. So you have Dark as a B show and 2 A shows, 1 2-hour, 1 1-hour. If we did that, I would want the 1-hour one to be basically like a almost like an NXT, like an original NXT, where it is a feeder for the main show. Almost run it like developmental, but maybe not actually running developmental, but more just try to boost people's popularity. I'm concerned about our TNT rating. I think we're going to drop it at some point. So going elsewhere and boosting ratings for other people might be beneficial. All right, let's book it. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got for Dark. A little quick hour here. We got opening the show with Butcher and the Blade, best friends, and Alex Reynolds and John Silver. We give Butcher and the Blade a win. They haven't really won much. We got plans for them in the future, but let's go ahead and give them something now. And we let Alex Reynolds and John Silver feed into them. Excuse me. Again, these eliminations. I don't know why it's set that every triple threat is an elimination match. It shouldn't be, but overall, they're all about evenly matched, about 35 to 45, depending on the team. We gained some heat for the Butcher and Blade dinosaur hunting storyline as we show them have a successful win here. Overall, it's not a bad way to start a show. Bunny did good work ringside. Afterwards, we actually give Bunny a chance to fight. Haven't really matched up these two yet, and looking for some chemistry, looking for some ring skill. Apparently, it's not here though. That she had a 33, Sadie had a 41. It's not a fantastic match. But Sadie Gibbs defeats the Bunny in 7 minutes. Afterwards, we have a promo. Christopher Daniels, all of SCU comes out, and Christopher Daniels says a Scorpio hasn't had a chance to shine and challenges Inner Circle's cronies for a trios match tonight in the main event. Give them some opportunity to work together. Scorpio Sky is oddly lower ranked than them in popularity. Not sure why. I might need to tweak his stats too. I think we forgot him in our last live stream. Not a lot, but it's odd that Frankie and obviously Christopher Daniels I expect to be higher in both popularity and skill. Frankie a little bit higher, but Scorpio's like 3 leagues lower, which makes very little sense to me. We actually lose heat with this segment. It doesn't do great, but it's fine. Afterwards, we have Wardlow comes out. He's hungry, looking for a feeder, challenging anybody that wants to come at him in the ring. Says it won't last 5 minutes. And it doesn't. He finds a local talent, and very quickly, in 2 minutes, he defeats him. Wardlow had a 40. This other guy had a 14. It's not great, but we're just trying to give Wardlow some wins. And in our main event, we have SCU versus the Inner Circle. And SCU wins. And we actually have Scorpio Sky get the win on Ortiz with a blackout. Obviously, Christopher Daniels was way ahead of everybody. I don't know. To me, I mean, tell me what you guys think, but I feel like I definitely think in order, Daniels is probably the best in-ring performance. Frankie would be next. But I feel like Scorpio should only be like a 45 or something in in-ring performance. The fact that he's so much lower than Frankie seems odd to me, but maybe I'm overestimating him. Frankie and Sammy both improved in performance skills, so did Ortiz. Overall, it's actually a pretty good show. And we gained some heat back for the Dark Order storyline that SCU was involved in. I use Scorpio Sky too much. Yeah, that's probably true. Let's see here. We got some emails. Dark rating 0.10. Basically, just doesn't get it. I might need to tweak him. I don't know. Something about him doesn't seem right in terms of where he should be. But we have Dynamite, so let's go ahead and move on to Dynamite and see what we can do here. Another locker room incident, probably fine. Chris Daniels continued passing on his protege tips to MJF. We can continue to meddle. And once again, we're going to. Well, let's do Scorpio. This guy, can you... You and Chris Jericho. No, okay. Oh well, we tried. Great Lakes might as well be here. We were just here, so we were last here for AEW Dark, but might as well do the show in the same state. That kind of is realistic. I mean, technically, Dark would be during the same night, but we can't really do that. But we have our go home show, so we got some storylines to tie up. Though honestly, I feel like for the most part, we're pretty much there. The only thing we have to kind of tie up is whether or not we're going to have Hangman and Kenny do something. And I don't think we're going to yet, because we have our Blood and Guts match, and at least Kenny is going to be part of it. We don't know if Hangman's going to be part of it. And obviously we have the Sheeta. Actually, I should probably add Sheeta to this real quick. That's not right. It's not her name is Sheeta. There we go. Other than that, I think we pretty much are ready. We probably have to have something to tie in to set a match for Jurassic Express versus the Butcher and the Blade. Other than that, I think all of our storylines are pretty much there. It's almost not a go home show because we don't really have anything else to tie in. We just have to hype up the matches. So let's try to do that and get ready for Blood and Guts. All right, we got our AEW Dynamite show. I didn't get everything I wanted in on here. But maybe I've had some matches go a little bit long, but we'll see what we got. Let's go ahead and take a look. We start to show off with Jurassic Express, specifically Stunt and Jungle Boy versus the Butcher and the Blade. Butcher and the Blade defeat them in about 11 minutes when Butcher defeats Marco Stunt by submission. It's fine. You know, that's what we kind of expected. We actually lost heat for our dinosaur hunting storyline, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer. But in a slightly better turn of events here for the segment. Afterwards, BBB demolishes Stunt and starts assaulting him outside the ring, calling out Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus does show up to defend his friend, and they say they want him at Blood and Guts. And that he will make an excellent trophy before demolishing Stunt once again and running off from Luchasaurus. I've got the crowd hotter, gain heat, so we got it back, and we kind of finish our build for them. So it'll be Luchasaurus and presumably Jungle Boy, since Stunt is injured, versus Butcher and the Blade. We have a contract signing between Nyla Rose and Sheeta that ends in an attack, and Nyla Rose attacks her. It's fine. I put Shivani out there to kind of officiate. It seemed like it did okay. No worker improvements, but we did gain heat for the storyline, so we have that build. We have, I don't think it's not the debut, but we have FTR in a match and a non-elimination. I had to make one because I'm sick of freaking elimination matches for some reason. The only way that in the mod that exists is a elimination based triple tag team match, which are not really a thing anymore. FTR, aka the Revival, versus Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks. Match is pretty great. FTR, though, defeat Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks in 15 minutes. Dash actually defeats Nick Jackson, who's injured in real life right now, or not in real life, but for real in the game. And we use that into a beat to give him some time. And they basically use it as a weakness to attack him. Matt seemed off. Nick obviously was injured a little bit. We did protect him. Flow of the match was hurt because some of the workers had little no involvement. We really kept Nick safe, as I don't want him to get hurt. 43 with limited involvement really hurt, but overall not too bad. Got the crowd buzzing. Pentagon's improving in performance. I did not put them together. Did not make the death triangle yet, because that happened after I started to save. If you guys think that's a cool team, we could put Pac in there. and put them together. I'm not opposed to it. I just haven't done it yet. And obviously, we're kind of doing our own thing. So I don't really have necessarily plans for Pac at this time. So I don't hate it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, if you want the Lucha Brothers and Pac to be together or you want to do something different. Afterwards, with Matt Jackson actually underperformed here. Nick's selling was so good. Nick really worked his injury, and it looked like FTR may have put him out of commission completely. Matt had to drag him backstage to get a doctor. Guess very believable. So did really good here. Great gimmick, great angle. I mean, afterwards, MJF and Spears come out, who have been kind of teaming together, doing their own thing. Arn Anderson's with MJF now, so there's kind of that element. So you have Tully partnering with Spears, Arn Anderson partnering with MJF. They end up utilizing that knowledge from the elders of the two of the horsemen to easily defeat the Hybrid 2 in 12 minutes. Spears defeats Angelico by a pin after Tully Blanchard interfered and did the shitty manager thing. Overall, not bad. They're all about even. This is a pretty good match. Sean Spears is improving, as is MJF, which is great. It's kind of what you want to hear. And afterwards, we had MJF cut a scathing promo saying that I didn't write a full thing on here, but as you can imagine, basically cutting a pretty hardcore promo about the Young Bucks, the tag matches, the fact that there isn't a tag match for the belts at Blood and Guts, but instead it's this stupid family drama. And they have a plan. MJF and Spears both have a plan to rule AEW, just you see. So, kind of seeming bitter and resentful that they feel like they might have had the title shots, but instead we're stuck with a Blood and Guts match with the tag team champions, and MJF wanting to have that shot. We have another exhibition match, Hangman Page versus Chima. Did not have much heat, but had pretty good wrestling. They're both about evenly matched. Hangman Page defeats Chima in 12 minutes. And afterwards, Hangman Page cuts a promo, kind of explaining himself, saying that there's been a lot of questions on Twitter whether he's still going to fight with the Elite, trying to break up with them. And he says one last time he'll side with them for Blood and Guts, but afterwards he has unfinished business with Kenny Omega. Actually loses heat for the Hangman's drinking problem story, unfortunately, but still does a pretty good rating. Backstage, we have Cody and Matt Jackson. Nick Jackson's just off screen. Doctors attending to him. Nick tells Cody is not looking good, and he doesn't think he's going to be able to compete. His leg torn rotator cuff is just getting worse and worse. Cody asks Dustin to sub in for him, to join him for the family, which he accepts. So Dustin Rhodes will be joining us for the Blood and Guts match. It's kind of funny that in real life Nick Jackson's not in the match because he's having a kid, but in this game he's got an injury now that's preventing him from being in the match. It's like life imitating art imitating life kind of situation. I let Cody try to improvise. It didn't go very well. I know that I'll have to know that in the future. But Matt did improvise very well throughout the segment. In our main event, we have Jon Moxley and Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. I forgot a stipulation here, and I kind of worked myself into a problem. And I did something that AEW said that they weren't ever going to do, which I ended up doing here, which is I ended the match with a DQ. So that's not right. Well, it was supposed to be weird. I swear I put the thing on as... I guess the thing wasn't... It was supposed to be a DQ, actually, but Moxley ends up going over Chris Jericho clean. Sure. Jake Hager ran in and attacked Moxley. It was supposed to be a DQ from that, but apparently the DQ part didn't show up for some reason. I must not have clicked it. Ends up pretty okay. Afterwards, we end with a big brawl with Hager now interfering, Jericho getting their revenge on Moxley, and powerbombing them off of the ramp. And Jericho's now or Moxley now getting slammed off the stage. Ends with an 80, not bad. Ends the show with a 67, which would be good, but is still way under what TNT is looking for. All right, we got incident involving Jake Hager. Self-drug user, fine him. It's fine. Time to heal. SEMA's infected. Okay, that's fine. TNT's unhappy. It's going to go bad. We're going to lose TNT soon. Luchasaurus has poor in-ring psychology. Well, he does, but it's fine. Anything in the news here? Feedback has been great for our show. Unfortunately, TNT doesn't think so. Anybody out here? Not really. Before we go for the day, let's just take a look at our creative meeting here. Just curious to see what our hidden gems are out there. Jay Lethal. It's not a hidden gem. Jeff Cobb might not be a bad option as well. Something to look at. And we may do a little bit of hiring or some turnaround and take a look at some people that are potentially out there. But that's it for me today. We'll have Blood and Guts. I think we'll be recording that this week because I am quarantined, so I have plenty of free time. So expect a Blood and Guts show shortly at the end of the week. Thank you guys for joining me once again. I will see you next time.